of, and I will let you know. So we've been talking that the main offering we have is related to business licenses. We've talked about visas. Now we're gonna dig deep into this license process, what it means, how it looks like, and how does this relate to us and your clients, starting with the license process. So the whole process, if we look at it from a holistic overview, from the first day that someone comes to you and say, I need to open a company, it starts with a bit of consultation, then you collect documents, you process, and then you get them their
जे जे सबटायटल तुला
license.
चांगले वाटत
Now,
नाही सगळे डिलीट करून टाक.
when we go on the consultation
खूप लांबच्या
part,
लांब आहे डिलीट करून टाक.
what
आपल्याला
questions
शॉर्ट
would you
क्रिस्प
ask
अट्रॅक्टिव्ह पाहिजे.
someone who tells you, I want to open a company in Dubai? What questions would you ask this person? You can write it in the chat box. What questions would you ask someone or a client? Very good. Nature of the business. I need to know whether I need professional license, commercial license, what kind of activities, what is the minimum budget you can afford? What is the minimum? What is even your maximum? If I know that their budget is X and this is not any free zone in Dubai, then I have to be transparent that it's not going to be in Dubai, yet can be in the UAE. Who is the shareholder? What are the activities? Amazing questions. Thank you, Angelica. Who are going to be the shareholders? We're going to ask for their passports later because we also need to see where are they from and if they have, of course, any kind of bans here in the UAE. What kind of activities? Based on the activities, we'll know also if they need any third-party approvals and what is going to be the process for that. We also have to count to mind if it's going to cost us extra. How many directors, how many visas are very good, Deepak. The number of visas will determine if they need an office space or not. The price will be different and we will need to go with the process because then with visas, we will need an establishment card. Since they need license, whether they need license or visas, etc. Very good. Okay, so some of the questions can relate to what kind of business activities, as you guys mentioned. Also, is it a new company, setup, or branch? Shareholders, are they corporate? Are they individuals? What do you need? Any packages? 1 to 5 years? Do you need commercial, professional, or both together? This comes with the kind of activities. How many visas, as you mentioned, what kind of visas? Do they need partner, investor, work permits, or normal visa? And based on that, you will get to know if they need a property or not, if they need it for longer time, or just something to tick a box. Based on this, you will know some of the price difference. So now I'm sure that you know how to give the consultation. After the consultation and based on it, once you decide to go to IFZA, you will get into the documentation part. This is where you collect and verify supporting documents and you go online and fill out the application form. The documents include mainly the passport if they're not staying in the UAE. If they are staying in the UAE, we will still require the Emirates ID and visa. So very simple, the passport. The one thing you need to make sure of is that you scan it properly. It has to be colored with all corners. Make sure that you have the passport in PDF format. However, if you're going to have visas, have also a JPEG format of the passport because you're going to need it then.
Career relationship health
And it has to be the first 2 pages in one sheet, all clear.
guidance.
Now you will go online and you will fill out the application form, the license application form.
Relationship health and money.
The steps will include this kind of information. The steps look like we have less steps, but the exact information you're going to provide. Company information is about the company details, company name, and then license type, whether it's commercial, professional, or both together. And then step number 3 is about the shareholder structure, your shareholder, the share capital, how many shares, how many shareholders. Business activities, it's how many
It's align career relationship, money and health. Unlock career
professional
money
or
and
not, or
Align just
commercial,
better.
and then you add the activity names. Company members, this is where you will add the details of your shareholders, your directors, secretaries, and general manager. And then ultimate beneficial ownership is just a declaration that you tick boxes to say, yes, there is no money laundering in the company. Everybody who is a shareholder is a person who's getting the benefit of the company, and there is no one sitting in the background doing some laundry or washing. So that's in a very brief nutshell. At the end, we will go on the portal. I will show you one of these license applications so you're more or less confident with the process.
Transform career, relationship, health and wealth.
So once you click on submit on the portal, immediately you will receive quotation and payment link. So our trigger to start our timeline is once you pay us and we verify your payment, which takes 24 hours. Once this is done, the whole process will take 3 to 5 days. The process includes the KYC verification, know your client or know your customer. This basically from our side is going to be a link that we will send to your shareholders or the company members. On that link, they will have to take a picture of their passport. And the same way that you apply you install your facial ID, have a phone and you go around with your face, and we're going to do the KYC verification. Once it's done, instantly we will send the application summary to the shareholder. Very, very, very important. Once the shareholders sign the application summary, they cannot do any changes to the company details. Otherwise, it's going to cost amendments. Guidance. So it's very important for them to verify it on time. Once they do this, we will have the company name approval. This is the longest thing that can take 3 to 5 days, not 5 days, takes up to 3 days. Once the name is approved, immediately we will send the e-legal and memorandum and articles of association for signatures by shareholders and general manager. Once that's done, on the spot, they will receive the incorporation documents, including the license. This is the overview of the whole process. When you go on the portal, you're going to be able to see where everything is. Sometimes things are on hold because people are following up. Not everybody signed, but if everybody's doing everything at the same speed, you'll have your license within 3 to 5 days. Now, we said on incorporation documents. These incorporation documents include certificate of formation. This is the main document. Trade license, of course, memorandum and articles of association, unit lease agreement, and third-party approvals, if any. Unit lease agreement, you will receive it even if you don't have enough space. You will still receive it for the banking purposes. And congratulations, you have your license. That's it. It's just as simple as that. Do you have any questions on that before we move forward? Okay, I don't see questions. If you have questions, you know what to do. So once, remember here, I told you, once you go on the application summary, this is when any changes that you want will count as amendments. So for the amendments, each and every single amendment, and this is what you need to know, each and every single amendment costs 2,000 dirhams. The nice thing is that if you apply for 2 or more amendments, you will receive 50% off on the second amendment onwards. So if you do 3 amendments, I want to change the company name, I want to change shareholders, I want to change the share capital, you will pay 2,000, 1,000, 1,000 if you apply on the same application. If you do separate applications for each thing, you will pay 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So make sure when you have more than one amendment, do them all together.
Are you listening?
Good.
The process is the same. You go on the portal, you pay, send us proof of payment, and we issue the amendment.
Your power.
After this, once you complete a full year with the license, will come the renewals time. We have, as I was mentioning briefly, we have a reminder procedure. as you see, 60 days before the license expire, we have automated emails that are sent
Delete.
away from the system. The ones that you see here in gray and black,
Delete.
this is where the client is
Numerology for
also
a better
included
life.
in the email. So
Route.
the gold ones is only for
Numerology for
partners.
Hmm?
Gray and black
Numerology
is
like
partners
words.
and their clients. This
Delete.
is where they're told you have to renew your license. We have grace
Numerology for
period
everyday
of
success.
30 days for the license. After the grace period,
Golden
there's
secrets
penalty
of
of
numerology.
1,000
Route.
dirhams for expired
The art and
license,
science of
1,000
numerology.
dirhams for
Route.
expired visa.
Golden rules of numerology.
So
Delete.
this is the
Numerology
main
for
thing
life.
that you have to always be
Delete.
careful of.
The mysteries of numerology.
And then
Route.
same process where you go
Miracles
submit
of
application, get
miracles
quotation,
of
pay,
numerology.
and
Delete.
then we send you the renewed license.
Connection
We
of
have,
our
by the
life
way,
to
we have
numbers.
trainings
Delete.
on the license amendments and renewal and cancellation. If you feel like you have a lot of cases, you need to ask a lot of questions, please come to that training. It happens every 2 weeks at IFZA. Excuse me. We have subscription plans. This is where you can actually set up payment over every 3 months to make sure that when the renewal time comes, you don't have to pay a lot of money all at once at the same time. Christine, is it 1,000 AED one-time payment or for every month? Thank you, Angelica. It's for every month. So 1,000 for license and 1,000 for establishment card monthly. That's crazy, right? This is why also when you have to apply for a renewal application, don't wait until day number 29 before the grace period ends, because you still need to we still need to process. There might be mistakes we might need to send back, and then you will fall into this 1,000. Now, when we look at company closure, if you remember when we open a company, the process goes as you start with the license, then you do establishment card, then you do visa. To close a company, it's the other way around. So you first cancel the visa, you cancel the establishment card, then you cancel the license. Everything has, every step of these have some documents, some things that you need to do. And what I recommend is that if you have a client who says, I'm gonna close the company, please make sure to start with the process at least 2 months prior the expiry date, because you're gonna take time. Contact your client engagement manager and come and attend the cancellation session, because this is where you're gonna find out a lot more details on these processes. Then we go on the prices. Please, if you have questions, don't forget to write them in the chat box. But these are basically everything you need to do. You're gonna find it on the portal. You're gonna have the client engagement manager. There is no reason for you to be uncomfortable. If you are, please talk to us and we're gonna help you.
Life alignment.
Then we have the price list and monthly offers. Money, money, money. This is where it's important. I'm not gonna go through each and every single number because I know you might not remember everything, but the important ones I'm gonna highlight and I'm gonna remind you, I'm gonna ask you about. Starting with the license prices,
Question mark.
depends on how many
Your
visas,
numbers,
how
your
many
power.
visa allocations you're gonna have for
Numbers,
your
your
license. The
Delete.
price is gonna look different. And this is why it's very important
Numerology for a better life.
to know that this is different
Delete.
from the visa price. That's first thing. Second
Golden
thing,
secrets of numerology.
from the beginning, you
Route.
have to know how many visas you're gonna include.
The art and
So
science
these are
of
the prices. I'm gonna share
Okay.
with you a file
The
with all
mysteries
these
of
prices, so don't
numerology.
worry about
Okay.
them. So remember how much is each amendment? If anyone remembers, you can write it in the chat box. How much is one amendment?
Title मध्ये.
Yes, 2,000 dirhams. Thank you, Yasser.
काय वाटतं तुला तर?
If you want to do an amendment to increase the license visa allocation, so I have zero visa license, I want to have 2 visa license, you will pay the amendment fees plus the price difference. So it's going to be 2,000 plus whatever price difference here, 2,000, 4,000, 6, whatever it is. That's the first thing. Second thing is good news. based on our promotions that we currently have, if you do this kind of amendment to increase the license visas, you will not pay the amendment fees. It's going to be free.
How it reads
I
now?
will show you all
Clear guidance
the
for career,
promotions anyway.
relationship, health, and money.
Whew, what's happening here?
So subtitle is final.
Now,
Now title.
I need all your attention. I'm going to give you some numbers
Emergency and
now.
life alignment.
Each of the licenses comes with a maximum capacity of 7 activities. I'm writing them
तो
down.
मम्मी को discharge
7
मिल गया?
activities.
हाँ सर घर आ गई
Better है?
Okay. Of these 7 activities, you have
हाँ,
3
घर
are
गए?
free.
हाँ
The
मम्मी
remaining
भाई के
ones
पास
are gonna be
ड्राइवर कैसा तुम्हारा
4,000 per
ड्राइवर
activity.
भी ओके है उसके यहाँ पे एक रिलेटिव रहता
Well,
है
sorry,
तो
1,000 per activity.
उसको भी
So
डिस्चार्ज मिला
7.
हाँ उसको
Free, free,
discharge मिला।
free.
उनको आज
1,000, 1,000, 1,000,
और
1,000.
उनको क्या इंजरी आई है चेहरे
Okay.
पे
चेहरे पे इंजरी आई
And similar to this, the shareholders, you can have up to
तो कैसे डिस्चार्ज दिया
10
ट्रीटमेंट नहीं करनी
shareholders.
उनकी
मतलब उनको ये है कि
Of these,
जो भी है उनका
3
घर से क्योंकि
individuals
उनके जो भी
are
रिलेटिव्स
free.
वगैरह थे तो उन्होंने आज ही
Then
डिस्चार्ज मिला उनको बट हाँ
350
विजिट के
per
लिए आना
individual
पड़ेगा हर 2 दिन में ड्रेसिंग वगैरह
shareholders.
तो उनके कोई रिलेटिव्स है पुराने
Okay. How about corporate shareholders?
मम्मी बेटर है अभी
0
चल रहा फिर ना
corporate
स्लोली स्लोली कर रही है मेन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि
shareholders
मम्मा का ब्लड वैसे ही
are
बहुत तो
free.
वो ब्लड लॉस हो गया ना तो
Each
हालांकि हमने
is
मतलब ब्लड
750.
तो चढ़ा दिया वो सब
Okay?
किया बट
These are the numbers you have to remember. So, how many activities? Let's start with the activities. How many activities can you have the maximum
लेकिन
capacity
जो
under
जख्म
one
हुआ है
license?
वो
You can write it in the chat box. You can
बहुत
cheat
ज्यादा
even.
क्योंकि
It's
यहाँ
fine.
पे लगा हुआ है उनको
वो
पूरा
नेक में
How
आएगा।
many activities can you have
कान के
under
पीछे
one
वाला
license?
जो ये होता है ना ये इधर लगा हुआ है उनको
7.
तो ये धीरे धीरे
Thank
फिर
you, Angelica.
होगा तो अभी
How
Rest,
many
थोड़ा
of these
medication।
7
medication,
activities
rest,
are
medication,
free?
rest, वही चलेगा अभी तो मम्मी यहीं पे है
3.
ये मतलब
And
पापा को जाना था तो
how
पापा
about
को
shareholders?
जाना
How
था।
many
हाथ में
shareholders
injury
can
हाँ
you have
हाथ
under
में
one
इंजरी थी, वो तो
license?
ठीक है काफी बेटर है
फ्रैक्चर वगैरह नहीं है
नहीं
10.
fracture वगैरह कुछ नहीं
Thank you. How many
उनको
individual
केवल
shareholders are
muscle
free?
हल्का सा उनका ऊपर नीचे हुआ था लेफ्ट हैंड का था वो भी
3
ठीक
individual
था,
shareholders are
कोई
free, not
प्रॉब्लम
one.
नहीं है।
गाड़ी
3.
का क्या हुआ है
तो
गाड़ी किस कंडीशन में है
And how many corporate shareholders are free?
टोटल लॉस
टोटल लॉस हुआ ही नहीं
0.
बिल्कुल ही नहीं
Thank you, Angelica.
ऑफिस की
You're paying a
गाड़ी
lot
थी
of attention.
नहीं जो भी है
पापा
Very proud of you.
जो भी है गाड़ी के
Okay?
अंदर वाले सारे बच
7
गए
activities.
ठीक है इंजरीज
3 are free.
पेन
The
हुआ
remaining
तकलीफ
ones
हुई
are going to
लेकिन
be
बच गए
1,000
सारे
each. Similar to this, 10
उनको अभी भी
shareholders,
आई
3
में
are
प्रॉब्लम तो आ रहा
3
है
individuals are
ड्राइवर
free.
को तो
0
मतलब जैसे
corporate
देखते तो यही
shareholders are
बनते
going to
हैं
be free.
एवरीथिंग इज
And the prices you have them here.
तो
Memorandum and Articles of Association, if you want to have
बोला है
the printed copy, it's going to be 300
घर ले
dirhams.
आए हैं बोला था मतलब कि अभी
And
डिस्चार्ज नहीं लो पर डॉक्टर
The
ने बोला
second
कि हाँ,
one I
ले
didn't
सकते
mention,
हो।
to have cross
तो एक
business
personal
activity.
nurse
This,
को मतलब वो
when we
करती
said
है।
7
बाकी
activities
हर दो
and
दिन
3
में
are free, if you want to have a mix between professional and commercial activities,
चलो बेटा
this we call the cross business activity. This costs 2,000 dirhams extra, but again, part of our good news, it is waived off as part of our promotions. Usually it's 2,000, but it's waived off. Pre-approval fee, 500 dirhams. So this is very important to know as well. Whenever you send us any request for a license, we take your request and send it for security checks. These security checks, every shareholder has to undergo them. If they don't pass, then you have to change the shareholders. So to avoid any kind of disruptions or, people saying, oh no, we don't need the license or anything like that, we offer you to do the pre-approval, meaning the security check of shareholders. You can do them before you pay for the license. This costs 500 dirhams per shareholder. If they pass the security check, the 500 dirhams will be deducted from the main license price. If they don't pass, it's not refundable. Why do we need it? It's because there are some countries that are considered as high risk. These are the countries that are not in well standing with the UAE, countries that have a lot of wars, countries that have history with money laundering or terrorism funding, or even individuals who have any money related crimes in their history. These are the people that might not pass the pre-approval or the security checks. And this is where you need to be extra careful, do the pre-approval, make sure that nothing is disturbed. More money, more money. I'm not gonna go through all of that. Just remember the penalties: 1,000 dirhams for a license, for expired license, 1,000 for establishment card every month. Be very careful, please. And this is the visa
So
prices. We're gonna talk
e-books
a bit later on about visa, but these are the prices you need to be aware of. Establishment card is a prerequisite. You cannot have visas without establishment cards. And the renewal is 2,000, it's 200 dirhams extra. I don't know why, please don't ask me. It's just how it is. And then you have the main visa price, the 3750. This is the main visa price. So every year when you're renewing, or every 2 years, this is the main price you have to pay. Status change is 1,600 dirhams. This is when you apply for someone inside the UAE, because they have to change from tourist visa or any other kind of status. Overstay fine payment, this is when someone overstays their visa, they don't renew it on time, they pay 400 processing fees plus 50 dirhams per day. Investor or partner visa add-on. So basically, if you want partner or investor visa, you will pay 1,000 dirhams every time with the visa renewal. For me, honestly, I don't see it very important to have it. I wouldn't even go for it.
कुठं अडकलोय आपण आता
But if they choose to, it's
काय काय
1,000
ऑप्शन्स
dirhams extra.
Numerology and life alignment.
Can an employee of a company get a golden visa? There are some terms and conditions to it. However, IFZA does not provide golden visa. So if you want to do it, you will have to do it separately with the immigration right away.
प्रत्येक टायटलच्या
Sorry, what I
समोर
meant,
टायटल
for
हे
example, if someone already
टायटल
has
ऑप्शन
the
1
golden
टायटल
visa
ऑप्शन 2 टायटल ऑप्शन
Yeah.
3
and they
टायटल ऑप्शन
become an
4
employee,
आणि सबटायटल
fine.
खाली
In
टाकते
between,
That's fine.
आणि हे मला
That's fine. But in this case, they don't even need a visa. So they
yeah,
will
that's what I was
need the visa
wondering. Is
allocation or
there?
anything. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So I'm showing you these prices now because when we go for the promotions, you will see a visa free for life. The amount that is not included in this visa free for life is the 3750. That's the only thing that is deducted. But everything, like the establishment card, the status change, even if you have partner investor, that will be still paid separately. Promotions, the happy days. Oop. I don't know why my laptop is going crazy today. Promotions, visa free for life, as I told you, as long as you have the company with us, with one or more visa allocations, you will get one visa free for life. Make sure you're not transferred from one person to another. Make sure that the company is with IFZA, and you will be waived off the 3,750 dirhams that you pay every 2 years, completely waived off. With this promotion, IFZA becomes the most affordable free zone in the UAE. In Dubai, the UAE. Upgrade amendments, remember I told you to pay amendments 2,000 dirhams, but if you want to increase the license visa quota, 2,000 dirhams of amendment fee will be waived off. You will only pay the price difference. Cross business activity fee, 2,000 dirhams to have both commercial and professional together, completely waived off. What do you mean visa free for life? I'll come back to it, or let me tell you now. Visa free for life, if we look here at the visa prices, if you have a license with one or more visa allocation, you will get one visa that you don't pay for at all. So this 3750, you will not pay at any point in time at life. You won't pay for it as long as you have the company with IFZA. However, if you have partner investor add-on,
Cover
if you
design
need to
कसं
do
असतं पाहिजे
status
पुढचं?
change, anything else, this will still be paid separately.
ऑथरचा फोटो
Let me
येणार
know
आहे फ्रंट
if
कव्हर
it's
वरती
clear or if you need me to explain a bit further.
आणि अदरवाइज थीम काय असली पाहिजे कलर कॉम्बिनेशन काय असलं पाहिजे
Dubai
कॉन्सेप्ट काय
General
असली पाहिजे
trading activity,
डिझाईन कसं
it's
असलं
an
पाहिजे
activity where it's like a big umbrella to have all the
What do you
training
think?
activities within
Retail
that.
perspective ni
It's
बघा
10,000 dirhams that is waived off as part of our promotions, up to 30% off for multi-year license discounts.
कुठला
So
कलरचा
you can
असेल
apply
कवर
for
तो सगळ्यात
a
जास्त
license
अपील
for more
करेल.
than 1 year. The more years you apply for, the more discount you will get, up to 30% off for 5
Blue
years.
green.
And then free flexi desks for 1 year. If you get
Hello.
0 or 1 visa, you will get 1 flexi desk. 2, you will get 2 flexi desk. 3, you will get 3 flexi
Google ला
desks.
सर्च कर. What is the color
4
of
and above,
numerology?
you need an office space. So there are no flexi desks for that. Are you still with me? Okay. How many square
Images
meters
मध्ये
do you need per visa after 4 visas?
सगळेच
Okay,
कलर
you remember.
कलर मिनिंग सांगत आहे ते.
And how many activities maximum can you have per license?
That's a gym.
7. How many of these 7 are free?
Suggests
Okay, good. Yes,
some
sir was
good
asking
color
question that got
options.
lost in the numbers. Yes,
Color
yes, sir. The free
combinations
flexi desk can be
and
cancelled after 1 year.
book cover
That's fine.
design
Because it's
options
a
for
tenancy
a book
contract
on
that you can just cancel.
numerology subject.
Okay, how many shareholders can you have under one license? Okay. How many of these shareholders, if they're individual, how many individual shareholders are free? How many corporate shareholders are free? P. What is P, Angelica? Okay, thank you. So proud of you. Okay, let's move forward to visa and see what happens with this visa situation.
रॉयल ब्लू प्लस गोल्ड प्लस व्हाइट.
So for the employment visa, basically the kind of visas that we offer at IFZA is the employment related visas. Anything that would be tied to your company. So partner, investor, work permits, and employment
इथं कलर
visas.
कॉम्बिनेशनच्या खाली त्यांनी
As per the law,
theme
it's a
दिली आहे.
2-year
डिझाइन एलिमेंट्स टू कन्सिडर.
based on a 2-year contract. And the VIP processing, when I show you the timelines, you will see how
तुझा
they
prompt
change the
हे कर.
timelines from 3
हे
days,
कॉपी
for
करून
example, to
घे, शीट
24
मध्ये टाक.
hours.
एका फ्रेश शीट मध्ये prompt edit कर.
So just make sure that your passport is valid for at least 7 months and you have a picture that is quite fresh within the last 6 months. The license is valid. And if you have any pre-existing visas, like tourist visa or any other visa that you have within the UAE, it has to be cancelled. If your client has more than one passport,
cover
let us
design
know.
कुठला
Some
असला
are
पाहिजे तो.
easier to process. If they have entered the UAE before at any point,
काय टाकलं
this means
prompt?
that they have an existing United Identification Number, UID. Let us know because
तोच
then
copy
it
कर,
means
खाली
they
टाक
have a file within the
आणि edit
immigration
कर.
system.
When
So these are things that a
comma
lot of
करते
people know.
numerology नंतर.
Establishment card is mandatory
When
to
the
have
front cover
any visas. You
will
cannot
have
have visas without
author's
having
photo
an
on the front
establishment
cover.
card. Very important. So the process would be license first, visa second, license first, establishment card second, then visa third. Even for partners, for investors, for anyone, you still need an establishment card. Basically, the concept of an establishment card is that, think with me, we have an entity called IFZA. This is the free zone authority where the company is registered. We have another entity that is called immigration, UAE immigration. We go to the UAE immigration and tell them, hi, by the way, we need Yasser to be allowed to stay in the country. This means that he needs a visa. He is a partner in ABC company and he can work. If we don't have this establishment card, immigration will come to us and say, who's Yasser and who's this company? The establishment card is the company registration in the immigration office. So these two separate entities they know each other. Immigration will know that, this company exists at IFZA. So if we have a partner, investor, or employee, they can be granted a visa and residency. Without the establishment card, they will say, what is this company? We don't even know about it. Get the establishment card and then we talk about visa. I hope it's clear.
आता prompt टाक. design a very simple but very attractive.
Okay, very good. So, looking at the process, I need your attention here. First of all, you will go
Simple
online
and
on the
very
portal, you will
attractive.
fill out an application
Book cover
form.
design
Once you click submit on the application form, the portal will
for upcoming
auto-generate
book.
employment contract on the spot. So within the application, you will write down the contract details of
With
what is their
a
probation
title.
period, what is their salary,
त्यातले ते
etc.,
2-3 options
etc.
आहेत ना तुझे, त्यातलं कुठलं पण एक घे.
They will receive
And
the
subtitle
contract. This is the person you're applying for
ते
the visa
तुझ्याकडे आहे.
for and the
हे
general
column मध्ये
manager.
घे.
Once
कुठलंही
they
एक घे.
sign the contract and you send us the proof of payment, we will start processing the application on the same day. We have two scenarios here. If your client is based outside of the UAE, we will issue them e-visa or entry permit. This takes 2 to 3 days, but if you want VIP, it's going to be 24 hours for 2,000 dirhams extra. And then they can enter the UAE. If they're inside, there will be an added step of a status change, which is 1 to 2 extra days. Once the e-visa is issued and they are in the country, then you will send medical and Emirates ID application. This is something that you will take care of. And then you submit the results to us and we will issue the final residence visa, which is 2 to 3 days for standard, 24 hours for VIP for 1,500 dirhams. To make it easy, what IFZA will do is everything related to the visa, e-visa, residence visa. Everything that has the word visa, if it's standard, it takes 2 to 3 days. If it's VIP, it takes 24 hours to process. Any questions on that? Okay.
So basically, the VIP one would be processed much faster than the standard, right? Because we have
Correct.
because the client pays a high amount, right? For
Yes.
quick processing. Yeah.
Yeah. And the VIP cost for e-visa, the ones that you see in the middle, it's 2,000 dirhams. For the final residence visa, it's 1,500. Also, one thing very, very important for you to remember, when you apply for a visa for someone, if they're outside of the country, they shouldn't enter the airport without their e-visa, even if they're able to get visa on arrival or anything. If there is any visa that is being processed, they cannot enter the country without this e-visa. Same, if they're inside the country, they cannot leave without the e-visa. So please be aware of that because some people might get stuck at the airport. The photo specifications are white background, the most boring picture you can think of, colored pictures, white background, looking at the camera, and neutral facial expressions. And then head and shoulders have to be shown, no accessories, no teeth. If you had a head scarf as part of a Muslim attire, that's fine. Otherwise, no headscarves. There is a question here by Nancy. Is it possible to make complete all visa steps during 3 days? Looking on paper, yes, but I wouldn't try to push it that far unless you have to. What I'm trying to say is, I would suggest that you don't let your client book their tickets to come to the UAE or leave the UAE before you have the e-visa. From what I've seen, sometimes, because visa also includes a security check. So I can tell you, yes, it will take 3 days, but security checks sometimes by CID, you can't really control it. If they say, no, we're a bit suspicious about this person, we need an extra week, they can't do anything. So on paper, yes, you can. Practically, I would say give yourself a bit of extra freedom, whether with IFZA or any other free zone, honestly, or even mainland. Just be careful. So these are the photo specification. I will show you here on the screen 8 different photos. Type in the chat box, please, which ones will pass as good pictures, and we will look at them together afterwards. Write the letter of the picture that will pass. Will be okay for visa. DG, D, 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 ADG. ADF. A. Okay. Sorry, I mean D and E. Okay. G. Okay. I got you a bit confused, so let's look at them one by one. First one, A. Those who said
Excuse me.
A is not going to be approved. Those who said A is not going to be approved. Why did you say A is?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, so I accidentally typed the sorry, the H because I saw this guy wearing a professional suit, but I didn't see the background because it shouldn't have the background, right? When it comes
Yeah,
to the
yeah. So
photos
we're gonna get
काय
there.
for the
Let's take
visa.
one by one
Yeah.
first. Okay.
प्रॉम्प्ट मध्ये ऑथर फोटो ऑन
So
द फ्रंट कव्हर
let's go
म्हणले
back to A. Specs, thank you, Deepak. So because she's wearing glasses, this will not be approved. If you said A, it's not gonna be approved. Those who said, no one said, oh, those who said B is not gonna be approved. Why? Everything is wrong. She's not looking at the camera. It's not her face only. She's holding her passport. That's good if you want to do your own KYC, but it's not going to be approved with the immigration, 100%. C, those who said C is not approved. Why?
Cause it's black and white.
Thank you. Black and white. Not gonna pass. No way ever. D, everybody said it's gonna be approved. So D is actually okay. You can see all the requirements are there. No hair to cover his face, alhamdulillah. And you can see his like neckline, his shoulders, that's fine. Okay, E, Abia, she went first. E, you cannot see ears, you cannot see shoulders, you cannot see the top of the head. It's very cut, so that's not gonna pass. F, what's happening with F? Specs, no. Also, it's a bit zoomed out. There can be a bit of conversation on whether the background is white or not. G, smile, teeth. So that's no, also her face, her hair is covering her face. So that's not gonna pass. Ah, okay, I showed you H, that because of the background, as it was mentioned, it's not gonna pass. But I'll ask you a question. If the background was was white in picture number H, will it pass or not? Write yes or no. So H with white background. Yes or no? Some people are saying
Yes.
yes. Yes, are you sure? Angelica, you're saying no. The tie is fine. Tie is fine. There's no problem with the tie. Okay, I will write the answer in the chat box. It's a no, it will not pass. Not because of the tie, there's another reason. Look and tell me what the reason can be. It will not pass. Even if it had a white background, no. D doesn't seem professional. It doesn't matter as long as it's appropriate, doesn't matter. It's not an interview picture, it's just for the Emirates ID. Some badge, Angelica, thank you so much. You see here, there's a small pin that he has. It's not zoomed out, it's just the small pin badge thingy that he has on his suit. This will not get it approved by immigration. See, something as small as that, this small accessory will be a big no. So be very careful, be very strict with your clients, because if anything happens, they will come back at you and blame you for it. So be careful with that. Do you have any questions on anything? Any questions?
एवढं
No? Very good. Okay. Uh, Samama, you have a question? Or no? Okay. Anyway, if anyone has a question, you know what to do. Go on the chat box. Shall we go now for the portal? Shall we continue or take a break? Oh, sorry. Let's answer Samama's first. What if someone has been prescribed by a doctor to wear specs? What can he do? They remove the specs when they're taking the picture and then they put it back. So when I go for my picture, I will just take these and make sure that the person taking the picture, that my eyes are looking at them, and that's it. It's okay. Okay. Break, yes or no? Do you need a break? Short break, maybe?
कधीपासून चाललंय
I will give you a break. Okay. So break until, I'll give you 10 minutes, not 5. Take a nice break until 10:03:20. And then we come back and look at the portal and the quiz together. Have a nice break.